there's a secret behind social media that most people don't realize. And in this conversation between me, Courtney, and Joe, we give everybody the secret on how to utilize social media in a way that helps you grow your business and attract your ideal client. Check out the conversation. If you look at the spectrum of what people do for marketing and real estate, there's a ton of things people do.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is most real estate agents like pigeonhole themselves into one area, right? I'm a Zillow lead guy. I'm a cold call for sale by owner guy. I am the
Direct mail
I'm
person.
the direct mail person. I'm the social media guy. But they don't have a wide range of tools in their tool belt, like Courtney always likes to say, on how they generate business. And there's only so much time and energy that you can put out on a deal, right? Like if you're like, I used to be just relationship based, where I'm always out going on one-on-one meetings, and you're putting a lot of energy out. You've got to pivot at some point to utilizing other tools to generate some business. So what does Joe do to generate business for his company?
Joe does. Golly, calling myself Joe is wild. I do enjoy the cold calls, right? I love the cold calls. I do, direct mail sometimes, but it's more so to like be able to do the things. Do I love those things? No. I love social media. Like I said, I love making people laugh because it's fun.
Yeah.
I love having fun. I mean, as we talked about earlier, life is way too short, and I mean, I've been very close. So I think you got to make it fun,
Well, and that's a huge part with social media. A lot of people think social media is like, you've got to kind of be like a talking head, like, let me just educate, like, pull out my whiteboard. Da-da-da. I can tell you, we're consumers, right? We like to consume and enjoy what we consume. So whether it's storytelling, whether it's like, it's funny, you and your sister have some funny bits that you guys do on social media. You want to tell us about that?
So I built the house across the street from her.
Okay.
Part of it was just the troll, but the other part was, so I have a niece now, and I'm just like, okay, I should probably get my crap together. So bought the house across from her, and then Christina's my sister. She loves social media as well. So we have like this relationship on social media of just messing with each other constantly.
Yeah. And people love that, right?
Absolutely. And so I try not to be just real estate because that's boring.
Yeah.
That's boring, and that's not, that's me. If you're going to do business with me, you should know that like I have a life outside of negotiating a deal.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we stick to social media wise.
Yeah. What's your little tagline?
Your best friend in real estate.
Yeah.
Because you know why, Courtney?
Why?
Everybody has a friend in real estate. Everybody has a mom in real estate. Everybody has an aunt in real estate. But you don't always have a best friend in real estate, Jared.
Joe can be your best friend.
I love that.
Bam.
Yeah.
I love that. When did that come to you?
Oh, what's it called? Do y'all remember the Shaneco radio commercial?
No.
Now you have a friend in the diamond business.
Yeah.
Well, now you have a best friend in real
There
estate.
you go.
Look, you know what? I love that because you took a muse from somewhere. I was in Destin, Florida one time, and I'm gonna share this story, but then I'm gonna tell you how it motivates me now. I need to go take action on it. I was in Destin, Florida one time, driving one. It's close enough. We drive to it, and whatever. The phone was on the local radio station. I guess they just scanned until they found like a country radio station or something. Whatever. No rap station. I guess we didn't find that. Anyway, I'm just driving to wherever I was gonna go drive to. I'm in the car by myself. And all of a sudden, I hear this catchy ad, and it was about buying houses. And I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is stuck in my head all day. It was super catchy, so much so that I played dumb, asked the producer, I was like, my kid in the back won't stop singing it. Can you please send it so I can play it on loop? When in reality, I just also buy houses and I wanted it. I was like, what's the best way he would send it to me? Whatever. So he sent me, I've got it. And I was like, someday I might make an ad like that. Now I might just make something on social media versus like an actual radio ad, although I am on the radio, but the reality is like, it was so good. And I was like, I'm not that I need to knock off what they did. It's just such a good muse that I could, it was so powerful. And so that stuck with you. And that's the beautiful part about marketing. Just create something, whether it sticks with them for the day,
Right.
sticks for them for the moment, sticks with them enough so they stay in the moment and watch it, right? Like that's a lot of what social media is right now.
Oh,
it has to be catchy enough that they stay through and watch it. But it could be something like a jingle that sticks with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know it. I don't know how long ago that was or whatever, but it's one of those things where we all have those commercials that we just can't forget.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think social media, in my opinion, like so it depends on. So the Alex Hormozy said that You know, you have the education, you have the entertainment, and then you have the edutainment type stuff. You know, and so you're creating stuff that what your audience wants to hear. I tell people all the time, social media, if you use it for your business, is a way to push away the people who don't want to do business with you and attract people who do.
100%.
And so what I mean by that is if you have the mentality with your social media that you don't want to say certain things, you don't want to make sure you don't lose any followers, then you're using social media as a way for just to stay in touch with people.
Right.
Which is fine. It could be used for that. But if you want to use it for your business, you need to be putting yourself out there in a way that you want to be portrayed. Show the world your values. Show people what you do and who you are, what your business is. And hopefully, as fast as possible, all the people that don't want to do business with you leave.
Go away.
And the only people that are present on your page are people who actually want to know what you're doing and want
Your
to,
besties.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
best friends.
And that way, you know, like, okay, if I have 1,000 people follow me on social media after posting and posting and posting, and people leaving, now I've got 1,000 people who want that are looking for me, that I can show them what I want them to see, and hopefully do business with them in the future.
sure.
So, that into my mind, that is the first reason why social media should be used for business.
I completely agree. If like I hope my goal is to really attract my perfect client, if that makes sense, and then push away the people who don't find it funny or
Right.
completely
Like,
unprofessional.
It's the idea that like if people aren't laughing with you in your
Right.
videos and stuff like that, they're probably not going to enjoy doing business with you
110%.
because you're going to crack a joke and they're just like, "That's not me."
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine. And that's where it's like, but through them consuming your content, I can guarantee you, has anyone ever come to you and said, "I felt like I knew you from watching your stuff"?
Yeah, all the time.
Right? Like that. Like that's the goal.
All 100. I would rather put my personality out there on the web, on social media, before having to quote unquote sell myself. So
Yeah.
you already know who I am.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's really what you're selling is your personality and what you bring to the table. It just is not in a form of selling that we're used to, like always be closing, da da da. It's not some direct selling, it's indirect selling.
Right.
It's through exposing them to who you are and what you can do. I've seen a ton of your videos where it's like, they're hilarious, man. And so what are what are some of your processes with social media? Do you batch content? Do you when you see something and it strikes an idea, you knock it out? Do you is your goal to post once a day? Like, is there any strategy behind it, or is it kind of like
Sometimes.
sometimes?
I know like what I want to do, and then, or I think I know what I want to do. So with me, I feel like social media it should either be motivational, educational, or entertaining. And the entertaining aspect I want to hit on is obviously humor. So I take educating mixed with humor and figure something out from there. So me and another friend of mine, Chat GPT, I call him Chad, sit down for a little while and we talk and we kind of come up
And
with
chat talks.
me and Chad talk for a little while and we figure out kind of like a game plan of what we're gonna do. And then isn't it crazy that I'm saying what we're gonna do? Golly.
Yeah.
What
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
he's
do.
your-
Me and my Chat GPT person are definitely having a conversation. I ask you, please. I say, thank you.
Right.
What
Well,
do you think
no.
about this?
You're the man.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, I
you
was
so
gonna
much.
say-
We're killing it.
I was gonna say, does Chad say, "I got you, bestie"?
Oh, all the time. All the time. It's scary what it can do. So we come up with like kind of like an idea, and then I kind of go from there. And
Yeah.
then I should take it much more seriously, and I think this year I'm probably going to, because I mean it's already produced much more than I ever thought it would.
Well, but the reality there is like I'm always fine with there being seasons in execution of something. Meaning, go try something, and you can wing it, you can do whatever, but like get proof of concept. Does this work?
Right.
And then you can okay, I now have a little bit of a little fire going. Now I can add gasoline to it. That can be more the structure, the systems, or even putting money into it, right?
Right.
Like to where, okay, maybe I can, hire a coach on this subject, or I could hire someone to come help me with this, or whatever to go further with it.
For sure.
You for sure have proof of concept that it works, that it can bring you business, that it can deepen the current business you have, right, with your clients. And so I have nothing against there being seasons in your execution.
Absolutely. That's the plan. I think moving forward. I think I just now stepped up to step 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And something, another just a suggestion is once you've created somewhat of a database for your clients, the best content that you creating an email list with them and then shooting them the content through an email. Some people just consume and find things in a different spot, right? If I'm not the person who gets on Facebook or YouTube every day, but I get an email from you and I'm always checking my email, I can see in the email you send me something I can click on and take me there. And, finding where your ideal client is and then making sure you're
So to
speaking
be
to
fair,
them.
you send me an email, I'm going to cut you.
No, I think you should
I will
definitely do it.
unsubscribe, but at the same point,
But that's the variety of,
Yeah.
of ways of getting in touch with people that I'm talking about, right? And like figuring out, you might not have to change the type of content you're doing, but how you get that content out into the world is it may be in different strategies. We utilize email marketing, and we started doing it this year, or really end of last year, at a higher level, and we get like 60% open rates on our emails, and I know that some of our clients who are in a different demographic than the ones that are on social media are consuming these podcasts.
Well, you're hitting
by
them in
seeing it
different
through email. Yeah. So I think it works all different ways.
Okay, so with that being said, so is TikTok your main platform, or do you kind of use all of them?
Oh, I love them all. Is the thing.
Okay.
I haven't tried YouTube yet. I'm just a little bit nervous to get into it.
Look, I started YouTube last year for the first time, and so I'm happy to chat with you about that. But but to his point though, if someone is, for example, they were just on TikTok, or if the majority of their followers were just on TikTok, like maybe they're on all or more than one platform, maybe not all, but more than one platform, because I know I'm not on all. But the reality is like, obviously there was a scare with TikTok. And so if you didn't, that was something a lot of creators got taught. If all you have is this one platform, or where the bulk of your followers are on this one platform, you are SOL, because the threat of it going away, and if you can't pull them from that. So a lot of them pulled them to also follow me on Instagram, or here, sign up and for my newsletter or whatever. Or go sign up for my Patreon, or like whatever, like bringing them somewhere else. There is some power to that. I've seen people like real estate agents provide something free, like a 5-step guide to becoming a home buyer, or the 5 hottest neighborhoods to buy on the north, like whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Like something, hey, click on this link and I'll send you my free this.
Yeah.
And whether it be a current assessment of your home, or it could be maybe it could be like whatever, something useful that they're like, I'm willing to give my email to give that, right? And then basically, they get brought into the
Brought into
database.
the funnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, I think I've just like scratched the surface. I want to try a bunch of different things. I just haven't sat down and formulated like a proper plan for
Ask
it.
Chad about social media management tools.
Absolutely.
Chad will hook you up with that.
Absolutely.
Well, look, man, it was a great conversation today. Really appreciate you coming on.
I enjoyed this. Thank you for having me.
Faster than you thought it was going to go.
That took no time at all.
Pretty simple.
There you go.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. We got a few good stories out of it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for people to hear the story about the hurricane. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I'm glad people get to know more about you. Thanks for coming on,
Enjoyed
man.
it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.